Reborn, I took the initiative to cut off all ties with Lu Zheng. He applied to the National University of Defense Technology in Hunan, and I changed my application to the Public Security University in Beijing. The main goal is to be separated by a great distance. When he went home for the new year to find me, I drove out for a trip overnight. He doesn't answer calls or reply to messages. He had just been transferred to the city where I work, and I immediately applied for a transfer. I won't even see his face. In my past life, I loved him for 30 years, and was neglected by him for 30 years. To get cancer in your 40s, in the final moments of my life, Lu Zheng was busy decorating his new house to marry Su Shanshan. The two sons I worked hard to raise were busy with their wedding. I lay alone in the hospital bed, waiting to die. I don't want to live such a failed life again. After resubmitting my college application, I felt a sense of relief wash over me. Finally, I don't have to be entangled with Lu Zheng anymore. No one knows that I have been reborn. The deadline for early batch application is tomorrow at noon. I'm afraid the network will be too slow tomorrow and I won't be able to log in. So I came out overnight to change my application. In my past life, I chased after Lu Zheng my whole life, and resented him for just as long. In the end, all I got was a death full of regret. In this life, I no longer want to have anything to do with Lu Zheng. I want to be separated from him by the farthest distance, never to meet again. July 13th is my 18th birthday. I will tell him in public on that day. I will not marry you. You are free. 15 days left. I received a text message from Lu Zheng as soon as I left the internet cafe. I'm out with friends and might be back late. Please cover for me. Thanks. I casually replied with, okay. Lu Zheng and I are childhood sweethearts. His dad and my dad are comrades. And his mom is my mom, are best friends and colleagues. I lived in his house for 3 years and always called his mother Momali. His mother treated me even better than she treated her own son. I had a crush on him, but he liked Su Shanshan. I originally planned to keep this feeling buried deep in my heart and be his little sister for the rest of my life. But the day the college entrance exam ended, Lu Zheng took me to a bar. While drunk, I was molested by 2 men when I went to the restroom. If Lu Zheng hadn't noticed I hadn't returned after so long and come looking for me, I don't know what would have happened. I felt that being molested was a great humiliation and almost committed suicide. Li's mother felt that Lu Zheng had not protected me well enough, and forced him to agree to get engaged to me. Out of guilt, Lu Zheng agreed that we would hold an engagement banquet as soon as he received his admission notice. Su Shanshan couldn't accept the fact that Lu Zheng was getting engaged and made a lot of noise. Lu Zheng made every excuse to comfort Su Shanshan. Lu Zheng in his past life was truly madly in love with Su Shanshan. He was willing to give up anything for her, including his principles, future, conscience. The more I entangled, the more I lost, the more I lose, the more unwilling I become. I used every means to oppose them, wanting them to suffer as I did. In the end, Mother Li, who was as close to me as a daughter, became estranged from me. The 2 sons I worked so hard to raise also grew to despise me. I heard them say with my own ears, Mom is living such a hard life. It would be better if she died sooner. It would also fulfill Dad and Aunt Sue's wishes. It's been 30 years. It hasn't been easy for them. In this life, I will not be the villain who breaks up their marriage. I don't want those 2 ungrateful wretches either. I will fulfill their wishes and let myself go. Changing my early admission volunteer was the first step I took to distance myself from Lu Zheng. It was also the first step I took to live for myself. In my past life, to be with Lu Zheng, I gave up my dream of attending the Public Security University of China, and accompanied him to the National University of Defense Technology, which he had always longed for. Full militarized management is far stricter than police-style management. The training time and programs are also more numerous, leaving me physically and mentally exhausted, and in unspeakable misery. What makes me even more upset is that Lu Zheng and Su Shanshan are flirting right under my nose. I am insanely jealous, but I don't dare to jump out and accuse them, because I was the other woman. Later, Su Shanshan was suddenly expelled from school. Lu Zheng thought I did it and never gave me a kind look again. After graduating from college, Lu Zheng was reluctant to fulfill his promise to marry me, until I received Su Shanshan's wedding invitation. Su Shanshan hastily married a good-for-nothing second-generation rich guy to extinguish Lu Zheng's feelings for her. Lu Zheng was heartbroken and went through the motions of our wedding like a living corpse. After the wedding, Lu Zheng always avoided me. I haven't been home in years. I went to see him at the army base. But he would rather cover a shift for his comrade than come back to the dorm to spend time with me. Lee's mom calls me every day to ask if I'm pregnant. She even sent me a set of sexy lingerie, to please Lu Zheng, and also to let Mother Lee have a grandson as soon as possible. I shyly put it on and climbed onto the bed in the duty room, but Lu Zheng pointed at my nose and called me a slut. I couldn't take it anymore. So I ran back overnight, determined to divorce Lu Zheng no matter what. Lu Zheng came back to apologize to me. He coaxed me with gentle words and made up for the wedding night that was 3 years late. I got pregnant in just one night, with twins. I thought that with children, Lu Zheng would take on the responsibilities of a husband and father. Later I realized that a child could only trap me. The only person who could trap Lu Zheng was Su Shanshan. Even though he knew that I had a difficult labor and almost died because of Su Shanshan's provocation, he still defended Su Shanshan at all costs. To make me forgive Su Shanshan, he knelt in front of me and stabbed himself twice to atone for Su Shanshan's sins. At that time, I was still in the hospital, and the 2 children were still in incubators. He didn't ask a single question, nor did he take a look at the children. As soon as I got home, I received a video from Su Shanshan. In the video, she and Lu Zheng were tightly embracing, dancing a dance that made one's blood boil. Coming back from evening self-study, Lee's mother saw me watching intently and leaned over to take a look. After seeing the content of the video clearly, Lee's mother was furious. That brat, leaving his own fiancé to be with an outsider. I'm going to skin him alive. Su Shanshan, that vixen, is shameless. Lu Zheng is about to get engaged, and she's still clinging to him to dance this kind of dance. I'm going to talk to her parents tomorrow. Su Shanshan's father is a security guard at our school. Her mother is a cleaning lady. Lee's mother, as the director of the school, has never made things difficult for them, until she found out that Lu Zheng was secretly dating Su Shanshan. Lee's mother values social status and family background and doesn't think highly of Su Shanshan's family. She hopes Lu Zheng will be with me, because my father is a major. My uncle is the principal of a key provincial high school, and my uncle is the director of a department. My connections can make Lu Zheng's future brighter. To break up the couple, whenever Mrs. Lee saw Su Shanshan's parents, she would nitpick to the extreme. She hoped Su Shanshan would have self-awareness and stay away from Lu Zheng. However, Su Shanshan and her parents were desperately clinging to Lu Zheng, refusing to let go. In my past life, my mother-in-law and I couldn't drive Su Shanshan away from Lu Zheng's side, even working together. After I was exhausted and Lee's mother was old and weak, Su Shanshan successfully married Lu Zheng, and she also won over my 2 good sons. In this life, I will never stop them again, but I won't interfere with Mom Lee. If Su Shanshan wants to be the Lu family's daughter-in-law, she must pass Mom Lee's test. Mom Lee has only one way to punish Lu Zheng, by hitting him with a feather duster. Each hit leaves a bloody mark, especially harsh. I thought Lu Zheng would blame me for snitching after being beaten and ignore me. Unexpectedly, he took the initiative to apologize to me. I'm sorry for making you misunderstand. Shanshan and I just danced. Nothing else happened. Don't worry, I know my place and won't do anything out of line. He said it very sincerely. If I hadn't been sharp-eyed enough to see the hickey on his neck, I would have fallen for his lies. He's always been a liar. He used all sorts of tricks to fool me when we were kids, making me cry for him, laugh for him, and make a scene for him. But I don't think he's a bad brother, because he dotes on me. After giving birth, he lied to me, saying that he had broken off all contact with Su Shanshan. I took my 2 sons to the army to celebrate his birthday, but in his dormitory, I saw Su Shanshan and her daughter, and the room was full of women's items. Later, I was dying and asked him to come to the hospital to see me. He said he was injured and had difficulty walking. In reality, he was busy preparing for his wedding with Su Shanshan. In my past life, he deceived me my whole life. In this life, I will never believe anything he says again. As long as I don't believe him, he can never deceive me. I waved my hand gently. You don't need to explain. I have no right to interfere with your freedom. Su Shanshan sent me the video when your mother happened to be next to me. I didn't tell on you. She was just unlucky. Showing affection is a quick way to end a relationship. If she hadn't deliberately provoked me, trying to assert her dominance in front of me, she wouldn't have been humiliated by Lee's mother. Lu Zheng smiled bitterly. How could you not have the right to interfere with me? We're getting engaged as soon as I get the acceptance letter. Once we're engaged, I'm yours, at your command, at your service. I'll dedicate myself to the task until my dying day. That won't happen. I won't receive an acceptance letter from the National University of Defense Technology, and I won't get engaged to you. You don't have to feel so wronged, nor do you need to humor me against your will. Just 14 more days. Bear with it, Lu Zheng pressed. 14 more days until what? Oh, so he even forgot my birthday. I pushed Lu Zheng out of my room. The day you regain your freedom is coming. I will grant your wish. After filling out the application, I have to prepare for the military physical examination, under the strict supervision of Li's mother. Lu Zheng didn't go out to meet Su Shanshan privately again. Lu Zheng, like someone in Chao Ying's camp longing for Han, was always glued to his phone, either chatting on calls or video chatting. Mother Li would catch him and beat him every time. She even handed me the feather duster, telling me to hit him a few times to vent my anger. I couldn't be bothered to waste my time and energy on it. Forget it. Lu Zheng thought I couldn't bear to hit him and was quite touched. Don't worry. I only chatted with her about ordinary topics between friends, nothing else. I know I have a marriage contract and won't mess around. What does a marriage contract even mean? Even a marriage certificate couldn't stop him from flirting with Su Shanshan behind my back. I mumbled an agreement. Every day, just running, long jumping, and doing sit-ups exhausted me. I also had to practice questions to prepare for the psychological tests. I really don't have the energy to care who he's flirting with. Lu Zheng was very worried that Su Shanshan wouldn't pass the interview and asked me if there were any connections I could use. If I were willing, there would naturally be connections to use, but why would I trouble my family for someone I dislike? No, aren't you always pursuing fairness and justice? Are you going to make an exception for Su Shanshan? Lu Zheng was very dissatisfied with my answer, but he didn't say anything. He just didn't take the initiative to talk to me again after that. I was already used to his indifference and ignoring me, so I didn't feel too sad. Li's mother thought we were too stressed and didn't want to talk, so she didn't take it to heart. She just kept changing her ways to make delicious food for us every day. On the day we left for the military physical, Lu Zheng picked a rose from the garden early in the morning and brought it back. Li's mother smiled and said, "This kid has finally come to his senses and knows to give you flowers." I didn't tell Auntie Li that Su Shanshan was the one who liked roses. These flowers aren't for me. Su Shanshan slapped me as soon as we met. You're so vicious. You're not satisfied with stealing Lu Zheng, and you even got Auntie Li to fire my parents. Have Su Shanshan's parents been fired? It seems that Mom Li is really angry this time. But what does this have to do with me? Su Shanshan doesn't dare to confront her future mother-in-law head-on, so she wants to take it out on me. Does she think I'm a pushover just because I don't show my claws? I raised my hand to hit back, but Lu Zheng stopped me. Her parents are unemployed, and the family is having a hard time. Don't hold it against her. If you're really angry, just hit me. You can hit me a few times if you want. I laughed in anger. So she can slap me just because her family is having a hard time. Am I her punching bag? I asked Lu Zheng, who are you to her, that you can apologize for her and take the beating for her? Only then did Lu Zheng remember that we were engaged. He, as my fiancé, should be protecting me, but he still wouldn't let go. If it weren't for that incident, we wouldn't be engaged at all. My mom wouldn't be targeting her parents either. Yeah, Shanshan is already having a hard time. Can't you be considerate of her? In our previous life, we went to the National University of Defense Technology together. Whenever Su Shanshan and I had a disagreement, Lu Zheng would always use these words to make me back down. He clearly knows how much I hate that matter, yet he brings it up again and again, to protect Su Shanshan. He didn't hesitate to stab my heart again and again, as if I wouldn't feel pain. Now he treats me like this again. But I won't back down anymore. With a cold face, I pried open Lu Zheng's hand bit by bit. Lu Zheng was afraid that if I made a scene, Su Shanshan would suffer, so he humbly begged me to forgive her. Yeah, she really didn't mean to hit you. She was just too angry. I took a deep breath and interrupted Lu Zheng. Or should I call the police now? Lu Zheng knew that as long as I called the police, Su Shanshan would have no chance to attend the interview. After hesitating for a moment, Lu Zheng stepped aside. I slapped Su Shanshan across the face. At the last moment, Lu Zheng couldn't bear to let Su Shanshan take the slap. He pushed Su Shanshan away and offered his face. I put all my strength into this slap, leaving a bright red palm print on Lu Zheng's face. Su Shanshan exclaimed, "Zhenggu, why did you do that? Why did she hit you? I'm going to get revenge for you." Lu Zheng stopped Su Shanshan, his eyes red as he asked me, "Is that okay now?" Looking at their angry and aggrieved expressions, it's as if I'm the one being unreasonable. Forget it, only 12 days left until it's over. Just bear with it. Lu Zheng is completely focused on Su Shanshan, afraid that her parents' unemployment will affect her performance and cause her to fail the interview. I didn't even notice they weren't in the same exam room as me, Lu Zheng finally noticed during the physical fitness test. He asked if I had changed my application. I didn't want to talk to him. So I nodded lazily. Lu Zheng was actually a little angry. Why? Suddenly I felt like I couldn't stand the fully militarized management, so I didn't want to go. Lu Zheng pressed me to ask which school I had filled in as my first choice. I told him it might make them happy and cause me less trouble. Okay, Lu Zheng subconsciously murmured, that far. Being far away will keep me from disturbing your loving relationship. I didn't speak, brushing past Lu Zheng. A hand reached out from behind as I descended the stairs and pushed me. Although I managed to grab the handrail in time, I still twisted my ankle. It's not serious, but it will definitely affect my physical test score. Su Shanshan sneered. You almost made me fail the interview, and now I'm going to make sure you fail the physical test. I glanced at the surveillance camera above me, saying nothing. The test is about to start, and I don't have time to argue with Su Shanshan. After the examiner learned that I had sprained my foot, he moved my name to the end of the list. He even thoughtfully found someone to massage me. The first event was the 50-meter sprint, which I completed in 15 seconds, failed. There are 4 events in total, and I must pass all of the remaining 3, otherwise, I won't be able to get into the early admission program, can only go through the regular batch. The examiner's eyes were also full of concern when they looked at me, in the standing long jump. I only jumped 4 meters on my first try. I barely passed on the third jump. I passed the 800-meter run and sit-up tests later on. I called the police as soon as I left the examination hall. Su Shanshan was arrested by the police. Lu Zheng was frantic. After failing to negotiate with the police, he bit the bullet and came to ask for my help. Yeah, can you forgive Shanshan? She didn't mean to. I asked Lu Zheng if he had seen the security footage, if he had just glanced at it. He wouldn't have said that. Lu Zheng himself knew that Su Shanshan did it on purpose, but he still excused her. She has some misunderstandings about you. I will slowly enlighten her. I promise she will never do anything to hurt you again. Su Shanshan always thought that I directed and acted the bar incident myself, in order to separate her from Lu Zheng. That was a scar I couldn't show anyone. Yet they kept bringing it up in front of me. Now, Lu Zheng was bringing it up again. I flatly refused. Your guarantee is useless. You can't restrain her, and you don't have the heart to punish her. Lu Zheng was extremely embarrassed for Su Shanshan's ignorance, and for my lack of consideration, but he still couldn't let go of Su Shanshan. You really can't. I interrupted Lu Zheng. If you do something wrong, you should be punished. This is what she deserves. I will not forgive her. In my past life, I was too weak and could never bring myself to be ruthless. That's why Su Shanshan was able to step all over me time and time again. This time, I'm going to teach her a lesson she won't forget. I turned to go back to my room, and Lu Zheng grabbed my arm, pleading in a low voice. If I were to use the kindness I've shown you over the past 10 years to ask you for a favor, would you grant me that? Over the past 10 years, Lu Zheng has really been very good to me. He protected me like a brother, indulged me, took the blame for me, fought and cursed for me. Especially after my mother passed away. If it weren't for him, I would have developed a mental illness long ago. How could I have even considered taking the civil service exam? It was precisely because of all the good he did for me that I couldn't let go of him in my past life, always hoping he would turn back. I have no parents to rely on, no siblings for company, just him. At the time, I didn't know that once a man has someone he loves, he no longer cares about his childhood sweetheart. In this lifetime, there will be no more intersection between him and me, and this affection should be returned to him. Okay, remember what you said. From now on, you and I owe each other nothing. Seeing my resolute tone, Lu Zheng was a little panicked. I wanted to hear what else he had to say, but I shook him off and closed the door. Lu Zheng couldn't get me to open the door, so he sent an apology text. Yeah, I'm sorry. I made you sad again. See, he knows everything. But still selflessly protected Su Shanshan. Apologies are meaningless. You are just following your heart. Anyway, I don't love you anymore. It's only 6 days. No matter how heartbreaking it is, just bear with it, and it will pass. After Su Shanshan came out, she not only didn't restrain herself but instead intensified her provocation and insulted me. You're just a parasite living under someone else's roof. Why are you acting like a big shot, calling the police? Do you think calling the police will do any good? Don't you know that Zheng Ji's father is a military officer with strong connections? can you please stop shamelessly clinging to Zhenggu, even if you stubbornly cling to him? How long can you cling for, once we get into the National University of Defense Technology? We won't come back even once a year. Will you even be able to see him? No matter how much Auntie Li protects you, she can't come to the school and drag Zhenggu back. Zhenggu simply doesn't like you, so how could he fall in love with you because of the responsibility you've forced upon him? He's not going to get engaged to you. He's definitely not going to marry you. Just give up on that idea. I was busy choosing a dress to wear for my coming-of-age ceremony and didn't want to bother with Su Shanshan, but I really couldn't stand her arrogant and foolish appearance, so I decided to kindly give her a hint. Has Lu Zheng never told you, my dad is also a major, the same rank as Lu's dad, my uncle is a principal, and my uncle is a department director. If I wanted to kill you, Lu Zheng couldn't save you. You think Lu Zheng pulled strings to get you out? No. He begged me to spare you and promised me there would never be a next time. That's why I agreed to let you go. If I didn't nod, forget the National University of Defense Technology, you wouldn't be able to get into any school that requires a political background check. Understand? Su Shanshan doesn't believe I have such a strong background. You're just bragging. Who saw your dad in the 3 years of high school? When did the principal ever give you special treatment? Is a department director even a big official? You're just a homeless wretch, sponging off the Lu family for food and drink. The words, homeless, pierced my heart. Although I come from a good family and have many people to support me, I have no home. My dad is a workaholic and is never home. The last time I saw him was at my mother's funeral. It's been more than 3 years since then. My uncles are all busy with work and have their own families to take care of. No one can take care of me. Since my mother died in a car accident, I have been living in the Lu family. For the past 3 years, Auntie Li has treated me like her own daughter. I have always regarded Auntie Li as my own mother, until I was reborn, recalling her accusations and indifference towards me after I fell out with Lu Zheng in my previous life. I can no longer be as close to her as before. Every day living in the Lu family is a torment. 3 more days, the day before my birthday, my aunt called. There's something I've been thinking about, and I feel I should tell you. There's a new development in that, you know, the molestation incident. In my past life, I was very sensitive about this, and I would get angry as soon as I heard the word molestation. I didn't let my aunt continue. Now I'm over it, and I want to hear what kept her up so early in the morning. Go on, I said. The 2 men who harassed you were likely instigated by Li Chunmei. They were already drunk and were led to you. According to their descriptions and those of the bar staff, the person was likely Li Chunmei. None of the nearby surveillance cameras captured her face, so we can't prove she was at the bar at the time. Moreover, there's no evidence to show that she was the one who told them to harass you. That's why your aunt didn't tell you. Just keep this to yourself. Don't talk about it. After hanging up the phone, I couldn't come back to my senses for a long time. Was it really those 2 molesters who ruined my life? It was Mama Li, who was as close to me as a mother. She didn't like Su Shanshan, and she took a fancy to my family background, so she came up with such a vicious plan to force Lu Zheng to get engaged to me. I was just a pawn she used to break up Lu Zheng and Su Shanshan, a stepping stone paved for Lu Zheng. No wonder she always encouraged me to compete with Su Shanshan for Lu Zheng. After I was repeatedly defeated by Su Shanshan, she disliked me for being useless and, unable to win Lu Zheng's heart, stopped paying attention to me, leaving me to struggle alone with 2 sons. While I was fiercely competing with Lu Zheng, she stabbed me in the back and schemed against me. From beginning to end, she never genuinely cared for me, only calculation and exploitation. Mama Li came in with a big box in her arms, smiling. Yeah, Auntie Li has a surprise for you. Open it and see. I obediently took the box, opened it, and pretended to be surprised. Wow, what a beautiful dress. Thank you, Auntie Li. Auntie Li held the dress up against me, looking more and more pleased. When you get engaged, will you wear this dress? Okay, I'll wear this dress when I get engaged to Lu Zheng. I will give this dress to Su Shanshan. It should be interesting to have her as your daughter-in-law. You've ruined my life, and I'll make sure you never have a moment of peace. I held on to Li Mama's arm and laughed. Li Mama, I have a surprise for you tomorrow too. 11. My coming-of-age ceremony was held in the most luxurious hotel in the city. There weren't many guests invited, just my parents' closest friends and relatives, as well as Li Mama and Lu Zheng. Mom Li chatted with my relatives. Beaming, Lu Zheng greeted my uncles. Looking awkward, the waiter came in and asked, Miss Pan, there's a young lady named Su Shanshan outside who said you asked her to come. Should I invite her in? hearing Su Shanshan's name. Lu Zheng was visibly shaken and glared at me angrily. Li's mother, however, hooked up the corners of her mouth in satisfaction, giving me an approving look. Auntie sneered and glanced at Lu Zheng. Is that Su Shanshan who pushed you and almost made you fail the physical test? I nodded with a smile, asking the waiter to invite Su Shanshan in. Lu Zheng wanted to stop him, but the waiter didn't listen to him at all. Su Shanshan was wearing the white dress she wore when she danced with Lu Zheng. She also put on makeup and braided her hair beautifully. She is beautiful and confident, standing proudly at the door. When Su Shanshan saw me surrounded by people, the light in her eyes dimmed instantly. When Cinderella broke into the prince's banquet, there was surprise, but also inferiority. Lu Zheng greeted her immediately, using his body to shield Su Shanshan from the probing eyes of others. He is so considerate. He used to be like this to me too. How did you get here? Lu Zheng's eyes were full of worry. Pen Yu told me to come. She said you would propose to her today. Zhenggu, can you not propose to her? I really like you. I know I can't compare to Pan Yu, but I really like you. Su Shanshan's voice gradually lowered. She had just turned 18, and seeing my birthday, she understood the distance between us. If she were Lu Zheng, she would choose me and give up on her. She held Lu Zheng's hand tightly, like a drowning person grabbing the only piece of driftwood. Seeing that I was slow to act, Mama Li's face showed impatience. Reminded, yeah, why did you ask her to come? As if struck by a sudden realization, I asked the waiter to bring a large box from the room upstairs and handed it to Su Shanshan. This is a wedding dress that Motherly prepared for her future daughter-in-law. Why don't you try it on and see if it fits? Su Shanshan held the box with both hands and looked at Motherly with surprise. Auntie, you want to get me engaged to Lu Zheng, and you even sent me a dress. Lu Zheng looked at me in a panic. He had finally managed to convince himself to give up on Su Shanshan and get engaged to me. He had suffered for so long. I didn't expect that I suddenly wouldn't be engaged to him. I really don't want him anymore. I even arranged this farce of an ugly daughter-in-law meeting her in-laws for him. Forcing his mother to accept Su Shanshan in public, he finally understands what I meant by saying I would help him succeed. The panic in Lu Zheng's eyes grew. Before he could speak, I asked, do you like this surprise? I prepared it for you for half a month. Lu Zheng, this time you finally don't have to say sorry to me, nor do you have to say thank you, because I had bad intentions. Mama Li panicked and snatched the dress back from Su Shanshan's hands. You wish. What makes you think you deserve it? This is a dress I'm giving to Yeah. Didn't Mama Li say yesterday that this dress was for you, to wear on your engagement day? How could you misunderstand Mama Li's intentions? It was her who misunderstood. I only accepted the dress, but I never said I would wear it. She gave me a surprise, so naturally, I had to return the favor. I took the dress from Mama Li and handed it to Su Shanshan. Lu Zheng likes Su Shanshan, so naturally, the one engaged to him should also be Su Shanshan. Auntie Li, you shouldn't interfere with their relationship. Love conquers all. You should believe that they will support each other and achieve better versions of themselves. I also gave Su Shanshan the 4-leaf clover bracelet that Lu Zheng gave me as a birthday gift. This is a bracelet Lu Zheng bought. Try it on and see if it fits. Lu Zheng and Auntie Li were completely dumbfounded. Yeah. Lu Zheng reached out to pull me, but I nimbly dodged him. I gave a push to the dazed Su Shanshan. Go and change into the dress. If it doesn't fit, you can have Mama Li take it to be altered. Su Shanshan thanked me happily, holding the dress as she followed the waitress away. Mama Li stopped Su Shanshan. Stop, that's not yours. You can't touch it. My aunt pulled Mama Li aside to advise her. Forced melons are not sweet. This girl looks good. She'll definitely be successful in the future. Mother Li blurted out. She's the daughter of a security guard. What makes her worthy of my son? If you really like her, why don't you make her your daughter-in-law? The aunt spread her hands. She doesn't like my son. Besides, my son already has a girlfriend, a female prosecutor, very capable. Mother Li was even more angry. She pinched Lu Zheng hard a couple of times and pushed him in front of me. Lu Zheng, quickly explained to Yeah. Tell her that you like her, not Su Shanshan. Hurry up. How could Lu Zheng say he likes me in front of Su Shanshan? It would be against his will. He can't bear to let Su Shanshan suffer even a little bit. At the same time, he knows how much he has hurt me in order to protect Su Shanshan. He even used the friendship between us. What right does he have to say he likes me now? Even if he said it, I wouldn't believe him. Lu Zheng looked at me with a complicated expression, with grievance and regret. He was just about to speak when Su Shanshan ran towards him. Zheng, This dress fits me perfectly, take a look, do I look good? Lu Zheng nodded. But his eyes were still on me. Su Shanshan was dissatisfied with Lu Zheng's perfunctory response and gently tapped him twice on the chest. You didn't even look at me, don't you want to get engaged to me? Lu Zheng didn't respond, his eyes still fell on me. It's been a long time since he looked at me so intently. Wherever Su Shanshan was, his eyes would always drift towards her unconsciously. Now that I'm leaving, he's actually reluctant to let me go. Hearing the words, engaged. Li's mother went crazy again. If my aunt hadn't stopped her, she would have torn Su Shanshan to pieces. After being tricked by me, Li's mother mentioned my molestation in front of everyone. It's all Lu Zheng's fault, taking you to a bar but not protecting you. He scared you. Are you okay now? Everyone knew that was my Achilles heel. In the first 3 days after it happened, I was completely out of my mind, not eating, not sleeping, just making a scene day and night. Aunts and uncles. Maternal uncles and aunts. No one could comfort me, only Lu Zheng could let me sleep peacefully. When Mrs. Li suggested that Lu Zheng and I get engaged, no one objected. Now that I have finally emerged from my predicament and decided not to get engaged to Lu Zheng, they naturally won't object either. And what Li's mother said might make me collapse again. There was a murderous look in the eyes of my uncle and uncle. Lu Zheng kept winking at Li's mother, telling her to stop talking, but Li's mother, like a blind person who couldn't understand winks, continued to step on my sore spot. In the future, you must never go to bars or other places where good and bad people mix. It's easy for a girl to get taken advantage of. The uncle angrily tried to get up, but the aunt held him back. Didn't Teacher Li also go to the bar that day? Why was he wearing a mask in the middle of summer? Did he have a cold? Or was there something he didn't want to reveal, since you were there? Why didn't you just call Yaya home, knowing that the matter was exposed? Li's mother didn't dare to say another word. To ease the atmosphere, my aunt asked about admissions. Yaya, did you still apply to the National University of Defense Technology? Have the lists been released? Your aunt has already prepared the suitcases, computers, and other things you'll need for school. I put down my chopsticks. No, I applied to CPU, and the lists have just been released. I didn't let everyone down. I was accepted. Friends and relatives said many words of praise and blessing. Su Shanshan spoke out of turn. You're going to be a police officer. Can you, a pampered young lady, handle the hardship? Is a police officer's salary enough for you to buy a dress? Lu Zheng wanted to cover Su Shanshan's mouth, but Su Shanshan playfully kissed his palm. These intimate little gestures are sweet and exciting when it's just the two of you, but they seem particularly vulgar in public. Lu Zheng blushed with shame, not even daring to lift his head. I retorted without being arrogant or humble. Someone like me is actually the most suitable for public security studies. I can truly be unyielding in the face of power and incorruptible by wealth. I will serve the people wholeheartedly. If someone like you were to go into public security, it would be truly harmful to both yourself and others. You would be bought off with petty gains, with a little manipulation. You would feel personally threatened and give in. My uncle applauded enthusiastically. Well said. Our public security system needs talents like you. I welcome you to join us on behalf of the Provincial Public Security Department. My aunt chimed in, then I'll reluctantly represent the procuratorate to welcome you. Su Shanshan, oblivious to the situation, questioned my uncle and aunt, asking what gave them the right to represent the Provincial Public Security Department and the procuratorate in welcoming me. It's not like they own them. Lu Zheng no longer wanted to bother with Su Shanshan. The mocking looks from everyone made him wish he could find a hole to crawl into, before they had finished eating. Lu Zheng took Su Shanshan and left. Her foolishness only appeared innocent and naive when displayed in front of him alone. To be exposed in front of everyone is called losing face. Mother Li also left the table midway. After dinner, I didn't go back to the Lu family and stayed directly at the hotel. My aunt sent a waiter to the Lu family to help me pack my things. After staying in the hotel for 2 days, I returned to my own home. My house had been unoccupied for 3 years. Except for the dried-up flowers on the balcony, everything was the same as when my mother was still alive. After a quick tidy-up, I put on the clothes my mother used to wear and lay on her favorite rocking chair, dreaming of being loved. My mom is a very beautiful and refined woman who loves to dress up and have fun. My mom spoils me a lot, giving me whatever I want. She says that since I grew up without a father and am a sensitive girl, she has to give me a lot and lots of love so that I can grow up healthy. But I hadn't grown up yet, and she was gone. After receiving the acceptance letter, I took a picture and sent it to my dad. I want to go see him. I wonder if he's free now. I never received news from my father, but I did receive an apology from Lu Zheng. Yeah, I'm sorry. When you and Shanshan had disagreements, I always protected her and neglected you. I don't like her, and I never thought about getting engaged to her. I just pitied her and wanted to help her. I believe what he said is true. He likes Su Shanshan, but not to the point of wanting to marry her. In his previous life, half the reason he couldn't forget Su Shanshan was because of unrequited love. The more unattainable something is, the more you desire it. But once it's easily within reach, it loses its appeal. After much deliberation, I replied to him with one sentence. I will eventually meet the person who will always stand up for me. Whether it's friendship or love, I just want someone who will always be on my side. On the day I left for school, Lu Zheng wanted to take me to the train station. I declined. It's not good to let your girlfriend misunderstand. Lu Zheng frowned slightly. She's not my girlfriend. I've already made it clear to her. I smiled faintly. She doesn't think so. After accepting the engagement dress from Li's mother, Su Shanshan has always regarded herself as Lu Zheng's fiancée. She even sent me messages warning me to stay away from her man. After I blocked her, she borrowed a phone to text me. It was incredibly annoying. I was thinking of changing my phone number. Lu Zheng didn't say anything, took the luggage from my hand and walked away. I deliberately walked slowly behind, creating a long distance. I didn't look at him or talk to him, ignoring him as he had ignored me in a past life. Lu Zheng sensed my alienation and turned his head several times, wanting to say something. In the end, he kept his mouth shut. He knew that some things could never go back. Perhaps as compensation, perhaps out of courtesy, Lu Zheng bought me a large bag of food at the supermarket in the station. I picked a bag of original flavored sunflower seeds. Lu Zheng was very surprised. Don't you like the others? Don't you girls like to eat these things? Shanshan, he can't get 3 sentences out without mentioning Su Shanshan, and he says he doesn't like her. Is he lying to me or lying to himself? Not all girls like those snacks. Su Shanshan does. You remembered all her preferences, but you even forgot that I like plain sunflower seeds. Lu Zheng suddenly covered his face, lowered his head in guilt, and choked out an apology. I'm sorry. I smiled in relief, and pulled my luggage towards the ticket gate. I didn't even say goodbye to Lu Zheng, because I never want to see him again. I took a slow sleeper train, which was convenient for enjoying the scenery along the way. The girl sitting across from me saw that I had a civil code in my hand and asked if I was a freshman. Which school was I from? After asking, I found out her name was Wei Wei, and she was also from CPU. That's really rare. The university only recruited 2 girls in our province this year, and I ran into one as soon as I got on the bus. She's quite outgoing. After only 3 minutes of chatting, she started calling me sister, and even added me on WeChat. We studied the civil code together and talked about ideals and the future, shared snacks together. The more we talked, the more congenial we became, feeling like we had met too late. It wasn't until I got off the bus that I glanced at my phone and saw a message from Lu Zheng. I'm sorry, I've neglected you these past 2 years. How can I make it up to you? Not 2 years. 30 years, and I don't need you to make it up to me. I deleted all of Lu Zheng's contact information and changed my phone number. During the winter vacation, I went home and visited my homeroom teacher. I overheard him mention that Su Shanshan had been expelled and was repeating a grade. I was quite surprised. What happened? Why would she drop out of school? The head teacher looked a little embarrassed. I heard it was because she stole something from her roommate. I guessed right. She couldn't resist the temptation. Was she expelled for the same reason in her previous life? Why did Lu Zheng mistakenly think I did it back then? Is he in the habit of attributing any bad things that happened to Su Shanshan to me? In this life, I'm not at the National University of Defense Technology, and I severed ties with him early on. He doesn't suspect me. A year later, I went on a mission with my senior brothers and saw Su Shanshan in a nightclub. She was intimately embracing a sleazy-looking second-generation rich kid. I suddenly understood that in my previous life, she might not have married that idle rich kid to make Lu Zheng give up on her. She only married him for his money, clearly bending over backward for money, yet she insists on leaving a legacy of sacrificing for love in Lu Zheng's heart, making Lu Zheng live in guilt for the rest of his life. Later, her leaving the wealthy second generation may not necessarily be due to domestic violence, because the rich second generation's family went bankrupt at that time, and Lu Zheng was no longer controlled by his parents. He had money, power, and connections, And he didn't have a good relationship with me. She saw the hope of rekindling her old relationship with Lu Zheng, so she sought his protection under the guise of being a victim of domestic violence. Lu Zheng still had feelings for her and owed her a favor. So they hit it off. Lu Zheng kept to the bottom line of a married man and never had a substantial relationship with Su Shanshan. Su Shanshan couldn't sit still and started sending me some ambiguous photos and videos, deliberately provoking me, pushing me to make trouble for Lu Zheng, to target her. The more I make things difficult for her, the more Lu Zheng feels sorry for her, the more he protects her. She used these cheap tricks to gradually drive a wedge between Lu Zheng and me, and ultimately succeeded in climbing to the top. In my past life, both Lu Zheng and I were targets of her schemes. I actually lost to such a petty person like her, and lost so miserably. This revenge cannot be left unsettled. Rich second generations are also our targets. As long as Su Shanshan's urine test is positive, she's finished. Looking at her seductive appearance, you just know she can't be clean. Under my malicious instigation, Su Shanshan happily received 3 charges: provoking trouble, resisting arrest, and assaulting a police officer. In the end, Su Shanshan was sentenced to 4 years. During her detention, Su Shanshan repeatedly sought help from Lu Zheng. Lu Zheng couldn't even get out of the school gate. How could he run to Beijing to save her? The spring festival of my junior year, I met Lu Zheng at a classmate reunion. He was wearing a military uniform, tall and handsome, with an aura of righteousness, particularly eye-catching among a group of carefully dressed men. Most of the women's attention was also on him. Everyone was very enthusiastic when they saw me, not because they missed me after so many years, simply because we've all matured and understand the importance of interpersonal relationships. I share their sentiment. Solving cases also requires a strong network. Every classmate here has the potential to become a future industry leader or business magnate. I fear no one, but I also don't easily offend anyone. I was prepared for Lu Zheng to question me for Su Shanshan's sake. Unexpectedly, his first words were, "This dress is beautiful, it really suits your style." I said a faint, "Thank you." Neither his praise nor his criticism can stir my emotions anymore. A classmate mentioned Su Shanshan's sentencing. "Lu Zheng, didn't you and she go to the National University of Defense Technology together? Why did she drop out? And what happened in Beijing that landed her in jail?" Lu Zheng took a sip of wine and said blandly, "I wasn't very close to her. I don't know about her affairs." He glossed over the person who had once stirred his heart with a brief mention, as if they were unfamiliar and unclear. So, he could be so indifferent to Su Shanshan. How ridiculous. In my past life, I tried for 30 years and still couldn't make Lu Zheng forget Su Shanshan. In this life, I did nothing, yet they parted ways early. Is this fate or man-made? Lu Zheng invited me to his house for a few days. I declined. My schedule is packed. I really can't find the time. Lu Zheng's eyes darkened. Is there really no chance for us? I reminded Lu Zheng, we can only be considered strangers now. After all, you've already pleaded for Su Shanshan using our past relationship. I said, from now on, we owe each other nothing. Lu Zheng didn't say another word to me, just drank one glass after another. He has a great alcohol tolerance. And all the other guys combined can't beat him. As the night deepened, the girls left one after another. I was also getting ready to leave. Lu Zheng, who was in the middle of a drinking game, stood up. "I'll take you." Rejection probably wouldn't work on him, so I chose silence. Lu Zheng took me to the hotel entrance. He asked the question that had been bothering him for a long time. "Why don't you contact my mother?" I didn't want to answer, but he insisted on getting to the bottom of it. "My mother hasn't done anything to offend you, has she? Why did you even delete her WeChat?" Since he insisted on knowing, I wouldn't keep it from Li's mother any longer, so he wouldn't think I was an ungrateful person. It's also good to let him give up sooner, because she instigated the 2 men who molested me. She was in the bar that night too. Lu Zheng took a step back abruptly, almost falling to the ground. "That's impossible. She wouldn't do that to you." I gave a mocking smile. "Why don't you ask her yourself?" Lu Zheng didn't believe that it was a play directed and acted by his mother. "No, she wouldn't do that to you. She's always treated you like her own daughter." I retorted. "If she didn't have a guilty conscience, why wouldn't she contact me for 3 years? Su Shanshan always told you that I was the one who orchestrated everything, and you believed her, didn't you? Why don't you believe that your mother orchestrated this now?" Lu Zheng didn't dare to look at me. He felt guilty. He really did suspect me. He would rather believe Su Shanshan's slander against me than believe in my character. I have no last thought of him left. "Leave. I don't want to see you again." after Lu Zheng left, I asked Wei Wei out for a trip that very night. Lu Zheng changed phones 3 times to call me, but I blocked them all. After graduating from university, Wei Wei and I went to work in the provincial department. On our first day of work, we received a huge stack of blind date profiles. The information we both received is almost identical. I received another folder of dating profiles while having dinner at my uncle's house. It was personally compiled by my aunt. These are carefully selected based on your preferences. Any one of them has a decent family background and a clean record. You could pick one with your eyes closed. I don't want to choose. I immediately gave it to Wei Wei. 3 months later, Wei Wei had a shotgun wedding. She took a fancy to my aunt's nephew and became my relative. 3 years later, Lu Zheng appeared in my office. I heard you're still single. Would you consider me? I raised my eyebrows slightly and asked him calmly, do you think that's possible? Lu Zheng smiled bitterly. I knew you'd say that. It's okay. I'll wait until you're no longer angry. I've already applied to my superiors for a transfer order and will be transferred here in 3 months. I'm thinking of buying an apartment here. Do you have any recommended properties? No, I'm busy with work. Goodbye. After Lu Zheng left, I applied to my superiors for a transfer. By the time Lu Zheng bought a house and came to the office to find me, I was already gone. Lu Zheng came to my door again when I was 30. Yeah, I know you're not married yet. Can you really not consider me? I haven't made any female friends all these years. I've been waiting for you. I know. Every time I run into old high school classmates, they mention Lu Zheng to me. They say he's accomplished at a young age, praising his resourcefulness. She would also regret that he never met the right person, but I never waited for Lu Zheng. The reason I'm not getting married isn't because I don't have a partner, it's just because I'm an antinatalist. I have a boyfriend. Lu Zheng was stunned for a moment, then smiled. Yeah, stop joking. I know you're a very traditional woman. If you really had someone you liked, how could you not have? A handsome and tall man came out of the bedroom wearing a bathrobe. Honey, who is he? Your colleague or the new neighbor? Lu Zheng immediately noticed the ambiguous red marks on the man's chest and looked at me in disbelief. I shrugged. Should I ask Lu Zheng if he wants to come in for a cup of tea? Lu Zheng fled in panic. I closed the door, ready to go back to sleep. The man pinned me against the door. Is he your ex-boyfriend? Here to get back together? I slapped Wei Chen on the forehead. You better rein it in, otherwise, don't blame me for not giving your sister any face and kicking you out. To put it nicely, you're my boyfriend. To put it bluntly, you're just my fuck buddy. Don't interfere in my private affairs, in any way. Wei Chen changed his domineering CEO demeanor and circled around me like a puppy. I know I was wrong, sister. I will honestly fulfill my duties as a boyfriend. Next time he comes, I will definitely show the magnanimity of the first wife. I will never let you lose face in public. After sending Wei Chen away, I immediately called Wei Wei to scold her. Did you give Lu Zheng my address? What are you up to? Do you want to see him fight with your brother? If you want to beat up your brother, just tell me directly. Why bother an outsider? Wei Wei slurped her coffee loudly, a boisterous sound like a hungry pig fighting for food. I just felt a little sorry for him, seeing him searching everywhere for you without finding a single clue. What? Did he come at a bad time, disturbing your sleep? I snorted coldly. Feeling sorry for a man is a recipe for a lifetime of bad luck. Wei Wei sighed. My poor brother. If I had known you had a heart of stone, I wouldn't have introduced him to you in the first place. As if anyone cares about him, you can introduce him to another soft-hearted god now. It's too late. My brother just called to ask me how to defeat a rival in love without a formal status and without a fight. Is he trying to propose to her brother in a roundabout way again? As long as I don't take the bait, no one can convince me to get married. What does it matter whether you get married or not, if you can be together for life? What does it matter if you have that little book or not? If feelings change, a marriage certificate won't save anything. Isn't freedom and following your heart good? Lu Zheng extra. I thought I had plenty of time to win Pan Yu back. I thought she just needed time to forgive me. I patiently waited for her to forget those unpleasant things, until I saw the man in the bathrobe in her house. It turned out she had already fallen in love with someone else. How could the girl I had protected for 18 years be taken away by another man? The instant I saw him, I had only one thought. Kill him, but I don't dare. I've already upset Yaya. Taking action in front of her again will only make her angrier. I turned around and found Uncle Pan. Uncle Pan has always liked me. If he comes forward to mediate, I always have a chance. But Uncle Pan hasn't been able to contact Yaya for a year. How is that possible? He's her dad. It was then that I remembered that Uncle Pan was away from home all year round and had a very weak relationship with Yaya. He only came back for a week when the aunt passed away and then left. He hasn't been back since. He didn't even come back for Yaya's 18th birthday. He, as a father, has never fulfilled his responsibilities. During the most difficult 3 years of her life, only my mother and I were by her side, and we betrayed her at the same time. It turns out that the most pitiful girl was never Su Shanshan, who came from a poor family, but Yaya, seemingly living a privileged life, is actually lonely. She has several powerful figures backing her, yet none of them are her true support. My mother's kindness towards her is calculated, and my care was given to someone else long ago. She lives alone in this world, with no one to truly love or accompany her. So, now she doesn't love any of us. What have I done? Why did I treat her like that? Why do I feel like she's fearless and doesn't need me? Why could I never see her helplessness and pain? Now, she finally doesn't want me anymore, or Uncle Pan either. This is the retribution we deserve. Su Shanshan came to me again, wanting to get back together. How could a woman who has been with several men and been to jail be worthy of a second glance from me? If she hadn't been acting pitiful and trying to gain sympathy in front of me all the time, Yaya wouldn't have left me. I hate her and want to trick her into going back to jail again. Thinking of my mom, I agreed. I took her back to my hometown to see my mom. I said to her, if you can convince my mom to accept you as her daughter-in-law, I'll marry you. Just as I expected, my mom and Su Shanshan tormented each other for more than half a year. The more we tried to get along, the more I wished the other would die. Later, they had a huge fight. They both ended up in the hospital. My mother threatened me that if I dared to marry Su Shanshan, she would jump off a building and kill herself. In the end, I didn't marry Su Shanshan. It's not that I'm afraid my mother will kill herself. It's because I was noticed by Yao Qianling, the commander's daughter. She was adamant and insisted on marrying me. The commander was so pestered by his precious daughter that he came to ask me in person what I thought. What else could I think? Of course, I had to marry such a willful and headstrong woman to serve my mother. On the wedding day, my mother put on airs as a mother-in-law and asked Yao Qianling to kneel down and offer her tea. Yao Qianling was a darling who had grown up spoiled and pampered. When had she ever knelt down to anyone? She raised her hand and splashed the tea water on my mother's face. My mother raised her hand to hit her, but Yao Qianling grabbed my mother's hand and started wrestling with her. The guests snickered to themselves. Both the commander and my father flushed red. At a loss for what to do, they all looked at me. I'm not taking anyone's side. This daughter-in-law is the kind of well-matched, wealthy young lady my mother wanted, one who could help my future. What reason does she have not to be tolerant? This family was one Yao Qianling cried and made a scene for, threatening the commander countless times to marry into. So what reason does she have not to accept my mother as her mother-in-law? I put all my energy into my work, completely ignoring how my mother and wife were fighting at home. When I was in a good mood, I would go back and visit and spend time with the kids. When I was in a bad mood, I would stay at work. My wife praised me for being good, unlike other men who only help their mothers bully their wives. She says I'm a one-in-a-million kind of guy, capable, ambitious, and never messes around outside the home. Marrying me was the best decision she ever made. Are women really that easily satisfied? Is Yaya like that too? My mom scolded me for being unfilial, for letting my wife bully her. I told her to think about Su Shanshan, asked her if she wanted Su Shanshan as her daughter-in-law or Yao Qianling. My mom blurted out that she wanted Pan Yu as her daughter-in-law. I couldn't hold back any longer and rushed out of the house, silently shedding tears in the heavy rain. I also wanted to marry Pan Yu. But it was all too late. The one who always claimed to be against marriage and having children got married to the man who wore a bathrobe in her house. She is no longer the little childhood sweetheart who used to follow me around, and she stopped calling my mom, Momly, long ago. Our fate ended the first time I felt sympathy for Su Shanshan. The rest of my life is long, and I can never softly call her Yaya again. If my mother hadn't hired someone to molest her, maybe we would have been a happy family. It's all my fault. Why was I so good to Su Shanshan? Let everyone mistakenly believe that I like her. If only I could have seen myself and Yaya more clearly sooner, maybe our children would be as tall as me by now. If time could be reversed, I would give anything. The end.